Hi, I'm Mel.
And I'm Janelle.
And this is the Murder Mamas.
The Murder Mamas.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm fixated on my broken nail.
Yeah, I get that way too.
I need to go get it fixed. I dug into my purse and my keys knocked it.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Anyways.
Sucky.
Hi.
Been a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're back.
I am back from Mexico, and it was fun and relaxing.
Cool.
Yeah.
And your sunburn seems to have healed.
Yeah, it's calmed down. I don't get sunburn.
I know you don't.
I get tan, and so then we were at Preston's baseball game on Sunday, and the sun was there, so I had to go get the umbrella. I'm like, I'm afraid of sun now. I can't it betrayed me. I've never been that way.
Sun has betrayed me.
You did wrong by me. Yeah, and I got sunburned in weird places. So.
The strangest spot.
I don't know how that happened.
Your inner thighs.
My inner thighs, yeah. And then Auntie burned his belly button.
The inside?
Yeah, it's all red. It's really funny.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone getting a belly button.
No, I've never, yeah. And it's still red.
Oh my god. That's really funny.
We got there, and the first night, we didn't go in the pool. We just kind of walked around and then went to dinner, and we were looking at everybody's tan and making fun of them because they were all burned.
And then it was you.
And then the next day, yeah, karma hit, and we both got burned.
Yeah, that's
Is it burned or burnt?
Burnt.
Burnt. Burnt? Burned. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Burnt sounds so, violent.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like crispy. I don't know.
Yeah, so I had a sunburn.
I'm well-versed in the topic of sunburns.
Yeah.
They happen to me frequently.
I don't. I was, offended that I got one. Because we put on so much damn sunscreen. Every hour we put on sunscreen.
Sometimes you'll learn. It truly doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess not.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened to me. Again, I've been burned many times. Despite my best efforts.
Yeah.
Especially now with, the skincare products I use.
Yeah.
So I use, retinol.
Yes.
And, my face, I can feel... I wear sunscreen every day, but if I'm, out in the yard... This is apparently a skincare podcast now.
Whatever.
No, but if I'm out in the yard, I can feel... the sun just penetrate. I'm like, okay, gotta go inside.
Yeah.
I need to grab my hat.
Yeah. And we're always at Preston's baseball game, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't bring sunscreen. I didn't put any damn sunscreen on it.
There's I'm always, if I'm outside, I'm trying to shade my face. I'm do not interact with the retinol I use. I don't want, my skin gets too sensitive.
Those big ass hats.
Yeah, I really do. I need to just buy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom has a visor, or it's a hat with a hole in the top, and then it just goes down like this, but it's round all the way.
Oh.
So it covers, it's I don't know. So it's a visor, but wrapped all the way around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom's kind of old, and I don't think I'm going to do 80-year-old woman fashion, but I appreciate it.
I was it looks cute. I wouldn't wear it, but...
I'm 1 year older this year, not 50. So I think...
Okay.
I think I'm going to pass on that one, but thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, I need a big floppy one before we go to, where am I going? Atlantis.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Hello.
And happy birthday. It's Janelle's birthday today.
It is my birthday.
I forgot.
Thursday, May 4th. You did forget. And I'll never forgive you.
You'll always remember this day.
I always will.
Yep.
All right.
Who are we talking about tonight?
Just gonna say, my voice might crap out halfway through. I am recovering from strep throat.
That's right.
This is the most I'll have talked in a while. I can finally swallow without pain, which is...
That's awesome.
Something I haven't felt in a week and a half.
Yeah, that's...
So, it's been nice to get rid of that for the most part.
Yeah.
So this might be a short one.
Yeah. Last 2 weeks were kind of heavy, so...
And this one doesn't actually have any murder.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't.
Cool.
It's just like it's a true crime story.
All right. That sounds
a
good.
mystery. We are talking about Delimar Vera.
Okay.
Familiar?
No.
All right. So, also I don't have my notes. Here we are.
Here we are.
I get a free pass. It's my birthday.
Yep.
Okay, so Delimar Vera was a baby at one point in her life.
No shit.
Yeah. No. So she was a baby when her family's home, there was a fire in the house.
Okay.
And as a result of that fire, despite there not being a body recovered, she was pronounced dead, but she was never dead.
So she was pronounced dead, but they didn't have her body?
Correct.
Okay. That's weird.
Super weird. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I heard about it and then I just like onion peeled layer after layer.
That's weird.
And yeah. Okay. So on December 15th, 1997, she was 10 days old.
Okay.
And she is the third child of her mother, third kid of Luz Cuevas and Pedro Vera.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the first girl.
Oh.
So there's 2 older boys and then her.
Yeah.
And she is, again, 10 days old.
Okay.
Tiny baby newborn.
Yeah.
So on this day, December 15th, 1997, Luz is at her home. Pedro's at home with them. They have like a normal family dinner. Luz gets the baby to go to sleep, and then she like comes back downstairs. They lived in Philadelphia in a 2-story like row home. Mm-hmm. You know what those are?
Yeah.
And so she puts the baby down in the front room of like the upstairs. So like the closest to the stairs. She starts cleaning, and they have a guest over because Pedro's fixing the brakes for a woman who is like a distant cousin through marriage.
Okay.
Her name is Carolyn Correa.
Okay.
And she's inside and she's talking to Luz, and they're like chit-chatting. Mm-hmm. But like they don't know each other. Luz had never met her up until this day. Okay. Like, know nothing about her. So it's like very awkward, right? Like they use up all of their talking points, and then it's just like awkward. Yeah. So Luz like goes back to like cleaning to like try and just
do something.
Yeah, fill the space. But the lady says, like, Carolyn says, like, oh, I have a baby, like a newborn baby too. And was like, great.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Cool. Like a newborn daughter. Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, like, cool. Yeah. So it's taking a long time for him to fix the brakes on her car. And at a certain point, she like goes to leave, and then she comes back in and says like she forgot her purse. Okay. And then shortly after that, there's a loud explosion and a fire starts in the room that Delimar was sleeping in.
Okay. Weird, right?
A little bit. So Pedro's outside because he was outside doing stuff on like the car. Right. And at this point he had finished, but he's outside. Luz gets the 2 sons, takes them outside, and then like runs into the burning house upstairs to find her baby. Yeah. But she's like met with smoke. Sure. And so she and fire, obviously. Yeah. And she sustains like some burns to her face, her hands, and gets like smoke inhalation. Yeah. The fire department, they show up. The fire only burns for like 15 minutes, and it completely destroys the room that Delimar was sleeping in, but the rest of the house is like intact. So it was sort of like contained to that one area. Okay. Yeah. They get it out relatively quickly, and she's like, my baby's in there, like my baby. And they find, like, nothing that is a baby, a body, bones, nothing. And she's like, but, like, my baby was in there.
Right.
And they're like, your baby's dead. Like, they don't have a body. They have nothing else. But they're just like, we're really sorry. Like,
I feel like there'd be leftovers.
So they do find, this is why they say that. So they do find, like, a pile of ash.
Okay.
But it's not, like, human remain ash, but it looks similar to human remain ash. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, cremated human remains.
Yes.
I
think I have. My grandma had her dog on the mantle growing up.
I had to move my grandma from one container to another container. Trauma. But I did it because I love my mom.
Yep.
And she could not mentally do it. So.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyways, so I listened to one person who explained this, and they seem to have a more solid understanding of, like, fire
right
stuff,
like the
than
aftermath.
I do. Yeah. Like, they said that in order to incinerate a body, like, the temperature has to be so high, like 1,000 degrees or something, for an hour, like an extended period of time. It's not quick. So this fire only burned for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it probably wasn't that hot. It
probably was not 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
And so, like, the fact that they said that this ash was, like, a fully cremated 10-day-old baby, like, they were like, that doesn't really make sense.
Right.
To anyone who was trained. But, like, I didn't do further research. Like, I don't know any of that to be true, factual, or, like, solid points, but it sounded like it made sense.
Yeah.
So, from that moment, Luz is adamant. My baby is not dead. Yeah. Like, they never get a death certificate. She will not. Yeah. She's like, I know that my baby's not dead. Yeah. She didn't know what happened, but she knew the baby wasn't dead. Yeah. Years go by, and she continues to be like, I know that my baby's not dead. Like, for years. Okay. So much so that, like, her and Pedro they separate. Like, their marriage doesn't survive it. Yeah. She just continues to, like, go on living the best she can, but she just, like, I know that Delimar's still out there. Yeah. And then there's a birthday party in January of 2004 where it's, like, a lot of extended family from Pedro's side. Okay. And she's there with her sons, and she sees a little girl who's about the same age as Delimar would be with Carolyn. And she is like, talks to someone else, and she's like, I think that's Delimar. Oh my God. Like, the 6-year-old girl had the same dimple that Luz had, and both of her sons had. They say, like, looked like Luz when Luz was little. Yeah. And she's like, this is my... Yeah. Ugh, this is my kid. Yeah. And so she, like, quick thinking, calls her over, the little girl, and she's like, oh, you have some gum in your hair. Let me get it out for you. Yeah. So she pulls her hair. Yeah. And puts it in a napkin, and she's like, okay, got it. Yeah. And then tries to find someone to test this DNA. Yeah. Because she's like, this is my kid. Yeah. Like, she knows, I don't, like, a mother's intuition and, like, bond, like, she just knows that that's her baby.
Oh my God. And she's already 6 at this point?
6. Ugh. So she goes to, like, she goes to the police and, like, a few different people to try and get them to, like, test this DNA. And they're like, no, like, your baby was declared dead. Like,
oh God.
But she sits down with, I want to say it was like a state prosecutor, and she like, for an hour and a half, she sits down with him and is like, listen, like, I know that this sounds crazy. Like, I get it. I know. And he agrees to like at least test it.
That's cool.
So obviously they test it and it comes back and it's her daughter. It's Delimar.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So Delimar had been living as Aaliyah.
Okay.
And they were living in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Which is really close to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's like close.
Yeah.
Brainless. So they were living in New Jersey, and she thought Carolyn was her mom. She thought that Carolyn's 3 other children were her siblings.
Yeah.
She never knew anything different.
That's insane.
But I just want to say, like, once the DNA testing process started, which I think was in like early February, Delimar was taken out of Carolyn's care and put in like the state like foster sit while everything was getting kind of like figured out. It's just like
that's
insane. Like, crazy.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How do you just like steal a baby?
Yeah. Ugh.
How do you steal a baby and then bring it back to your life and be like, this is my baby?
Yeah.
Wow. Could you imagine if I just like showed up with a baby and I was like, this is my baby? Would you be like, I'm sorry, how did you get this baby?
Yeah. Where did she come from?
Huh? So there's a few little like theories on that. There's like nothing that was substantial. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but we'll get there.
Okay.
I forgot where I was at. Oh, living in New Jersey. So she's in New Jersey. They test it, comes back, and then they're like, okay, but how are we gonna like introduce?
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Delimar, like
7-year-old or 6-year-old. Yeah,
her mom. Luz spoke primarily in Spanish, so that was like the language they used at home.
Yeah,
was Spanish. And Carolyn did not.
Yeah.
So she didn't know any Spanish. There's like that barrier. She has a different name. Like just so many changes.
Oh, that's got to be hard.
It's said that within like a day of them being together, she was already calling Lou's mom. Like it was like nothing had.
Oh, wow.
Like they had never been separated.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Carolyn gets arrested and charged with like kidnapping, obviously, and arson.
Yeah.
And she ends up getting sentenced to like 30 years.
Oh.
She gets out in 2013 and is like on probation, and that's like the last you. Wow. There's nothing in the news about her anymore.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a light sentence.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I think.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess, like, they never harmed her, you know.
Right.
Like, not that it's any better, but,
no,
like, it wasn't, like, abducted and then, like...
tortured.
Abused or anything, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, and so Carolyn had another incident with arson. She worked at like a office and she had been stealing money and stuff.
Yeah.
And they found out. So she lit the office on fire.
Oh. As one does.
To hide all of the evidence. So like there's a history.
It's a pattern here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she just doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, she certainly thinks that you can light things on fire and it makes the problems go away. Yeah, like up in flames, just done.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's kind of like the end of the story. Delimar gets put back with her mom and her brothers, and there's like a little, like a Lifetime, you know, movie made about her.
Yeah.
It's called little girl lost. I didn't watch it because I read that. Well, this is the reason I didn't watch it. Because I read the synopsis.
Yeah.
Like I do with most things before I watch them.
Right. I do too.
I read the synopsis and they immediately said like, oh, on this day they were having a Christmas party. And I was like, I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this like
Lifetime
totally dramatized thing. And then I also think sometimes with like people, they make the movies and like the victims don't even want that movie to be made.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of issues with that. So I was trying to find that Delimar wanted it to be made because she's still alive.
Right.
And I couldn't find anything, but she was at the premiere with Luz. So like, I thought she would, but I felt weird watching it.
Yeah. I get that. That makes sense.
That's my anxiety right there. Like, does this victim want to be...
Right.
Like...
Does she want her story out there?
That's the same. Like, I couldn't watch the new Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was all that pushback from the victims' families. I'm like, why do we need another one? I don't feel like we needed another one.
No, we don't.
And, like, if they're like, hey, this is bringing up the trauma we feel repeatedly over and over again, like, well, then I'm not on board with that. Yeah. So
maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, like, plus, I already know everything about that fuckface. Yeah. I'm not interested. Anyway, so that's kind of like it. It just...
Yeah.
It's like...
That was... crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to talk about some theories.
Okay.
There were like theories that she couldn't have acted alone. So someone tried to say that Pedro helped her. So like what actually happened and what's admitted to is that she first left the first time and like took the baby from the window.
Okay.
So I don't really know how, but, like, got the baby outside from the window and then put the baby in her car and then said she forgot her purse and, like, went back up and started the fire.
Right.
And then came out and left.
That makes sense.
With the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's, like, so fucked up.
Oh, yeah, it's fucked up.
So they were saying, like, Pedro had to have helped her. She said Pedro helped her. And he, like... denies it and there's no evidence obviously like
why would
there's no reason why he would like and she was using it to like get out of more time so like she was just throwing whoever she could under the bus. It seemed like there was something I read where it said that she had recently had a stillborn. And so, like, it was a mental thing, and that she really thought that Delimar was her baby.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't read.
Yeah.
I saw it one place.
Right.
And, like, I don't know.
I mean, guess that could make sense, too.
That one place was CNN, so take that how you will. And so, but that also could make sense with, like, her saying, like, this is my baby.
Right.
She had a boyfriend who thought that he was Delimar's dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it wasn't like...
Oh.
She just like showed up and raised the baby by herself. Like,
right.
There was another grown adult involved.
Wow.
And I did read one quote where it said like when the DNA test results came back, she said to a friend like, if that's not my baby, then where's my Aaliyah? So, like, I don't know, like, if I believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. But I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah. That's rough. I don't know. I
don't think I buy that because you're, like, the fire. I don't buy it because of the fire.
Yeah, she had it planned.
Like...
It was planned out.
Yeah, like, I don't... That's the reason that I don't buy any of the other stuff. Like, to me, it seems extremely targeted.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I think she faked a pregnancy, which people can do.
Yeah.
And do.
Well, sure.
I think that that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then she knew that, like, her distant cousin through marriage, wife, had just had... Ugh. And planned this visit
right.
to do this. Like, to me, it feels very premeditated.
Yeah, that's totally, yeah. Shows up, yeah, needing brake help. Oh, that's scary.
And also driving from New Jersey to Philadelphia, which,
right.
like, while it's not like driving from Texas to California, but it's not like down the street.
Right. If your car needs help, you go like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, like, hey, my brakes are really bad. Let me drive 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
like, no. Strange. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So, to me, it feels very, like, I think that's it. Like, she
totally pre-planned that.
And pre-planned it. Yeah. And then was able to get the fire department and investigators to just be like, yeah, this was caused by a space heater plugged into an extension cord, which you should never do. But
okay,
it's very unsafe.
Okay, I believe you.
But that's what they said started the fire.
Oh, so they didn't really like look into too much.
It doesn't seem like it. Like, it seems to me like they walked in and were like, "This is what happened."
Right.
And then Luz was like, "No, this isn't what happened." Like, she probably got a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like if someone showed up to try and steal my baby, like, I might have a vibe about it.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Yeah.
So, like, she might have felt that.
Mm-hmm.
She had just met this woman, too. Like, again, like, it's the first time they had met.
That's too big of a coincidence. Yeah.
So, I just think, like, people sort of really fucked up big time.
Yeah, they did.
The looking at and processing of that.
Yeah, they did. That sucks.
But yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, that's gotta be, like, that age is, like, when you're still clinging to your mom and, like, then all of a sudden that's not your mom and now you have to...
And it's sad for Luz, like, that was her daughter, you know, like...
She lost 6 years with her.
All those, like, precious toddler moments and, like, all the firsts were done. Mm-hmm. They were all gone.
Yeah. That's rough.
Terrible.
Yeah.
There was one other thing I wanted to add. Oh, so I was able to find what I believe is Delimar's Instagram while I was researching. Oh. Like, if you Google it.
Yeah.
And she said she was working on a book about her story.
Yeah.
But she appears to be engaged and or married and seemingly living a very happy, healthy,
good for her,
normal life.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like I'm missing something. But no, that's the story of Delimar. Isn't it crazy?
Actually a good, like, a happy ending. But
I know.
Fuck, 6 years, though, is a long time.
Well, I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I feel like I ask that a lot.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
yep. Yeah.
You think I would know that maybe some things just don't have answers.
Nope.
Like, at this point,
really
there's no reasoning. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all got reunited and everything was good.
That's good.
That's it.
All right. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Instagram at
The Murder Mamas,
Facebook,
The M Mamas,
Twitter,
The Murder Mamas,
email,
themurdermamas@gmail.com.
And if you like us and are happy with our content, please leave us a review and a 5-star rating. We would appreciate it. Bye.